This course is not designed to be a lot of lectures. It's designed to be hands-on, and practicing is critical. So let's talk about some ways that you can practice wherever you're at. They've done a lot of studies on how well people retain information. That is, the steps that you take is going to determine how much information you retain. And so if you just start out with just reading something, if you had a book and you read CCNA, or if you read about networking, you retain about 10% of what you read 2 weeks later. However, if you hear it, so if you listen to my videos, then you're going to retain about 20%. If you see it, it's 30%. If you're watching the videos and hearing it, it's 50%. So just by watching my demos, and you're gonna retain about 50% of that knowledge, statistically speaking, 2 weeks after you see and hear my videos. But what I encourage you to do is go and actually practice it. And also, if you can find somebody else to actually teach a little bit and bounce ideas off of it, then that's the best that you can do. You can get up to 90%. But the key to what I'm trying to say here is make sure you practice the stuff that we're doing. It's a huge, important part about learning. This course is designed to be hands-on, and the CCNA covers a lot of information. And if you're not practicing as you go along, then you're not going to retain the information, and it's going to be much harder during the studying process. I have both demos and projects, and I want to explain what the differences are between these demos and projects. The demos is when I'm just demonstrating how to configure a device. It's really going to be for the newer concepts that we haven't covered before. Mainly just your first exposure to some sort of concept. And then we're not going to really save those configs for the demos. I just want to show you how to configure the device. But then the projects are going to be those things that we're going to take what we learned in the demos and apply it to what we'd actually see out in the real world, how we would actually configure things. Not only that, but then we're going to save what we have in the projects. We're going to save for future videos. So whatever I cover in my project videos is going to be the stuff that we will save, and you're going to see those configurations in any future videos. When it comes to practicing, there is a good, better, and best. It's good to follow along with the demos and practice the different commands. It's even better to follow along with the projects and implement the network that we're going to be creating throughout this course. It's even best if you can create your own network, do a little freestyle and play around with it and figuring out how you can create your own network. It will really drive home learning and the understanding of how this networking works. And this leads to, how are you going to practice? Well, take those projects, take those demos, take any labs that I have, and make sure you're practicing it. So how are you going to practice them? Well, there's physical equipment out there, which is the best way to learn this stuff. There's emulators out there, and there's simulators out there. If you are just new to all of this, perhaps one of the best places to start is by understanding and using and downloading Packet Tracer. It's a free program out there that you can go and download, and you can use that for this course. If you've never used Packet Tracer before, I have a solution for you. There's a course that I've created that's just the basics when it comes to Packet Tracer. You're not going to learn a lot of extras and become a Packet Tracer expert, but what you'll learn is the basics so you can efficiently use it for this course. So Packet Tracer is a great tool for you to use. Or use one of these other tools. There's physical, you can actually purchase the equipment, or there's an emulator like GNS3, and there are other solutions out there as well. But the key to this is make sure that you're practicing all of the things that we cover throughout this course.